You guys even fathom how friggin' weird the rest of the Tokyo Game Show was compared to the little bit I saw of it on stream? Like, they've got those live dubbers on the Professor Layton showcase. Meanwhile, in Love Nikki, they're just like, yeah, we pre-recorded this and we put subtitles at the bottom. It's like, yeah? Is that what you did? uh, Hello, everyone. Hello, KW Studio, Lapis, Salty Eggs, Thomas, John Turner, Jan, Oscar, Asfar, Mad Dude. Got jump scared by a Domino's ad? Wow. They don't make very good pizza. They'll never run an ad on me again. And here I am. My hair's still black, it's not washing out. And I tried. Oh my god, did I try? That's the wrong meme song. I can't blink. It's not letting me blink. The system's all messed up. Oh well. You didn't need me to blink. Now there's something in my eye. Stop being in my eye. Ugh. So annoying. Alt fake. Hello, Shadow. Maple syrup. Kamui. Farnoggin. Lamazo. JAKD. The ears too. I have to. They're part of the hair. My plan today, I don't know. I wasn't really planning to play anything. Nobody likes to watch me play games because I'm bad at them. It's true. Imagine if human ears are part of our hair. There's hair in your ears. That's canon. See the artist I go to Tumblr? I don't know. Probably not. I haven't been online. There's ears in your hair? Well, yeah. They're under it. I'm not gonna show it on stream. I don't feel like doing that. And if you play Ghost of Tsushima, why? So I can lose? Certain games are more enjoyable to see people bad at than good at. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I guess if you're playing like Surgeon Simulator or something. What about my nose? Hello, Zagonator. Yeah. Alright, I don't have good, like... I don't have a good setup here. That's a little better. Is hair in our noses? Yeah. So they say. The famous catchphrase, you wish you were me. That's true. 'Cause you do. I have a nose? Yeah, look. Look at how nosy I am. Of course I have a nose. I wouldn't just not give myself a nose. Got a Lego Batman minifigure. Isn't that just like a Lego Batman? Catchphrase was SMH gonna be me? No, I just put that in the description because I'm a shitlord meme girl. It's not cool. I'm not a cool person. I'm not cool. I'm a fire person. I mean, looking at my surroundings, that cannot be true. I'm literally underwater. I just put flame gifts on my jacket. Yeah, like, how about a cat girl can control water so she never has to take a bath? They can't make her. It's kind of gross. Go take a sleep? What? In the next Evanescence? No. Okay, so recap. I didn't stream the Love Nikki show, which is good because it was kind of boring, but it was basically just saying, yeah, we took Love Nikki and we made it into a 3D platformer. They made such a big deal out of it. They were like, there's a new movement mechanic. It's called jumping. Like, they really went all out with this. They were like, okay, you've never been able to jump in a Love Nikki game before, or just like a Nikki game before, I guess. And I'm like, of course you couldn't. They were just dress-up games before. They didn't even have a movement system. Of course you couldn't jump. You couldn't do anything. You could click around the screen and put on different outfits. Sure gets waterlogged and it can't maneuver as easily when they're wet, I guess. But they gotta be clean. Like, commissions, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. If you enjoyed eating a steak, then that cow counts as an emotional support animal. Well, I doubt I enjoy eating steak, so I guess not. Pronounce Helanthropus tagdensis. That always gets me. Like, why the fuck are they putting a T in front of a CH? Like, what are you doing? Do you not like to take baths? Not really. I'd rather take showers, honestly. As my hair falls out a lot, you have a bath that just have hair floating in the bath. That's gross. I don't like it. Why are people messaging me? Should do Marilyn Manson. Nah, that guy's a creep. Whatever animal you eat the liver of counts as an emotional support animal. Well, I guess it was a cow. Well, they do sell bird liver. Bird liver. You can buy it. Bird liver. It's purchasable. The liver of a bird. Your skin falls off when you eat polar bear liver. As it should. What are you doing eating polar bear liver? They're endangered. Don't eat their livers. I'm just like a little bit is curious about what I missed at the other side of the Tokyo Game Show, though. Die of a vitamin A overdose? I'm sure they could figure out a way to cook it that it doesn't do that, but whatever. What if you just had like a bite of it? Whether or not he's a creep hasn't been determined yet. Innocent before proven guilty. I mean, being a creep is an illegal term. Like, regardless of the legal system, you could still call somebody a creep. Even when bite would kill you? I don't know. What are they doing that they get so much vitamin A? Anyway, I'm a little bit curious. I want to see what happened in the Tokyo Game Show. Hope they didn't take that page down. Huh. So what, they took a day off on today and they're doing it on Monday too? This is such a weird event. Like, why is it on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Monday? What are you trying to hide, Tokyo Game Show? Let's see, what did I miss? Okay. Aniplex, whatever. Square Enix. Which nobody cares about. There's a Love Nikki show. The Sense of Wonder Night? What is that? They show the Kojima? I don't think he was there. Puzzle and Dragons Champion Cup? Woof. Wait a minute, how can you have... I thought that was just like... That's just a puzzle game, right? How can you have puzzle... Like, first of all, Puzzle and Dragons, shit name, but how do you have a tournament about that? I don't get it. And they're doing another Game Awards. I don't... What? I don't understand. I think that says Future Division, but they spelled it wrong. I don't... What? Kojima's ghost showed up? What, you mean Delta? I don't get it. They're just like... What is the official program? The ending program. So has that already happened? I check the YouTubes. Okay, it already ended. How strange. I'm confused. No, Nero. It's going okay. Yeah. Chill stream as a chill... as a cool guy as a chill stream. Whatever. He's posting a lot of Strand on his Instagram. Oh yeah. He's trying to get those likes. Like in the Death Stranding. You get the likes. Oh, the likes. Apparently those women were liars. Man, I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to litigate whether or not celebrities are guilty. I'm allowed to call people creeps for no reason, even. I'm just making shit up as I go. I don't give a fuck. Everything they've shown about it just praised it as a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. I know, it's just a straight up remake, but they called it Delta. I mean, at least it gives it a unique title than just this remake. Yeah. There, goodbye, Conway Cadet. Metal Gear's getting a remake, the third one. I think it's called Snake Eater, I'm not sure. There are people in the jungle, there's a man with guns. If I had $1 for every time I gave a fuck, I'd be broke because I don't give a fuck. You seem to give a fuck about some random celebrity you've never met's reputation. The J-Man's house? You're going to meet the Joker? Can you get his autograph and then punch him in the face for me? Especially if it's anime Joker. It's called Snake Chewer. Snake Chewer. Why punch Shankler? Because he deserves it. Metallic Stuff 3, Eater of Snacks. That's me. I'm Eater of Snacks. Snake Muncher sounds wrong. Is there interest or knowledge in politics? You should probably get a bit of knowledge about politics. Because that shit is going to affect your life, like, forever. It does, it kind of sounds like a homophobic slur from the 70s. Because it's like a carpet muncher, but a snake. They should remake the original Metal Gear with modern graphics. Have they not? I feel like they would have done that already. How would they have not done that, but they did 3? Maybe they're doing them chronologically? I don't know. If I punch Jesus, the entire church is gonna jump my ass. Oh, that's what you meant by J-Man's house? I've never heard anybody refer to church that way. Do you go to like a really cool church, or do you just not give a shit about the entire process? Because like, if you're treating it that cash because you don't care, based. I do not sound like a female version of Solid Snake. I super do not. Metal Gear Solid has been remade, not the very first Metal Gear from the 80s. Well, that's fine. I mean, I've seen the Angry Video Game Nerd review of that game. It doesn't look very fun, so... Is that more like Chris Hansen? What? What does that mean? No, what? What does that mean? Do I sound like I would be saying, why don't you have a seat right over here? Like, what do you mean? It's not like your calculus professor but sleepy. I could have been a professor. That's a lie. Professor Monotone. I'm gonna be the next professor in a Pokemon game. Wonder if Metal Gear Delta will keep the boss battle that you can skip by not playing for a week. Of course they will. And if they don't, some nerds will bitch about it and then nobody will care. Have a seat. Would you mind telling me what you're doing here? See, I don't sound anything like him. Like, what are you talking about? I don't even have his cadence. They're literally changing nothing except the graphics or reusing the OG voice lines. I hope those voice actors are still getting paid for that, though. Because they reuse the lines. Perfect stream to continue to avoid doing my university work. You should probably do your university work. Don't be like me. Don't be like I was in college. Sounds like Spencer Reed. Who the fuck is that? Why do people always say I sound like guys? Is it true you receive royalties every time someone says don't worry about it? If I did, I could live in a house. Same voice lines with just enhanced graphics sounds alright. Yeah, they did not go that route for the Silent Hill 2 remake. R.I.P. Like... nah, whatever. You know, maybe if they release the remake, they'll release, like, the original version of the second game on PC, so, like, people can actually play it. Hello, Steve. Can't wait to not play the new Silent Hill 2. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to watch people live stream that. I've been watching people live stream mouth washing. It was fun to watch Shinigami Eater play through it, but then like Scorpy played through it, and man, that guy can't take anything seriously, so it was kind of boring. I was like, wow, like this is a really dramatic story, and you're just like playing all slow and messing around. Which I guess is what he does, but I was just like, man, this kind of sucks. OG Silent Hill 2 voice acting is not that good. Of course it's not. It's fucking terrible. That's part of the charm. Nobody sounds like a human being. And that contributes to the friggin' weirdness of the situation. I think it was very appropriate for that story. My Florida has a legal trademark on I've fallen and I can't get up. Of fucking course they do. Those bastards. Mine remakes because at least now I've never been able to play any of the originals of some games because they're all on vintage consoles. Yep, we gotta step that emulation business up, brother. And by business, I mean piracy. Because companies fucking hate when you play the old games. Piracy stonks have been booming lately. Well, that one anime website went offline. And they're just like, sorry, we can't keep this going anymore. And they just... What was it, that Wiz Khalifa song? They just left that, the music video for, See You Again on the page after they went down. I was just like, LOL. Bye, guys. And then I managed to find a mirror of that website that still works anyway. It's probably only temporary, but it's been up for like 3 weeks now, so. I'm like, well, they're dead, and this is very obviously like not a copy of the original website because none of the comments are still there, but it still works. I really liked that website because it kept your spot if you ever had to refresh the page. It's like YouTube, it'd just be like, yeah, just pick up where you left off. Most piracy sites don't do that. I'm speaking hypothetically, of course. I would never live stream about breaking the law. The only thing I've pirated as of now is my textbooks. I wish I could have pirated textbooks. I would have done that if I could in college. Unfortunately, they were all too fucking specific that, like, nobody had made copies of them. They were like $80 fucking. It was bullshit. It's my second time losing a streaming site. I haven't lost, like, too many streaming sites, because those come and go as I, like, fall out of interest in anime. It does seem like anime streaming sites are way better managed than just cartoon streaming sites, because when it comes to, like, Western cartoons, you've maybe got, like, a couple good options, but when it comes to anime, that shit's just everywhere. Always preferred torrents. Yeah, that's fair. I like to watch them on my phone, though. Tubi. Poob has it for you. This is another one of those streaming services with a bullshit name. Why'd you call it that? Is the weather in Canada right now? I don't know. Fucking gray outside. If I went outside, I would probably wear shorts and a sweater. It's a combination you see so rarely. What are we waiting for? Nothing. I'm hanging out. This is my stream where I'm hanging out. Do you want to see me hang out even harder? That was intense, right? Sailor Moon and Japanese had a lesbian relationship. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, that's kind of a basic bitch anime fact. Everyone knows that. To be honest, I was a huge fan of Sailor Moon as a kid, but I don't remember any of the episodes. Actually, you know what? I do remember one. I think Tuxedo Mask was like evil and all of his roses were black. It's gray everywhere, yeah. That did happen, okay, yeah. I think, what was it? I can't remember, like, which way it went. Like, he either threw a rose and it was black and then it turned red because he was good, or he threw a rose and it was red and then it turned black because he was still evil. I don't know. So for not being a weeb, I just remembered it. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Like, if you're not into shoujo series, like, you probably wouldn't know that, but... They're just... I can't believe they just poured it over and they were just like, yeah, it's normal for cousins to act that way. In America. This one Dragon Ball still had copious and gratuitous amounts of blood during fights. Did it? I don't remember that. I didn't really watch Dragon Ball as a kid. No idea why I stuck with Sailor Moon. Because she's fabulous. I mean, if I look back, the dub's probably, like, unlistenable, but it might be okay. I tried... When I was a kid, I was actually a huge fan of Cardcaptor Sakura, which I also don't remember a single episode of because I was a child. But I remember liking it a lot because she, like... I think she could fly, and the cards were cool. But, when I went back, I tried to watch it like a few months ago, and the dub was just unfucking listenable. Like, it was horrible. I was like, Jesus Christ, was it this bad? Like, I generally don't like to watch, like, new anime subtitled, but, like, if I'm gonna rewatch that series, I might have to, because woof. That was terrible. It was so bad. There's a game called 45 on Steam and it's free, so give it a go. Don't tell me what to do. I don't feel like playing anything right now. Thoughts on MLP Friendship? I never watched that show. I was around when My Little Pony was big. But, like, I didn't watch it because I don't care about horses. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like a lot of dubs are pretty bad. Old dubs. Most old dubs were pretty atrocious. But yeah, Alex, you're right. Anything like post 2010, usually pretty good. Like, Vampire Dies in No Time, great dub. Never getting a season 2 though, because nobody watched it. There's only a couple dubs I can think of in recent memory where I was just like, wow, this is actually terrible. The first was JoJo's. Not because, like, there was bad acting or anything. They did alright. It's just, I don't like that they censored the stan names because they were afraid of getting sued because of the copyright thing. It's cowardice, and I didn't like it. Also, Akiba Maid War. Dub's fucking terrible. I don't know how they managed to make it so bad, but it's real bad. What? Capybara, did you not know that? They do it in the subtitles too. They're just like, oh yeah, this is... Oh, what was it? I don't know. They'll take a stan name, like, not even stan names. If a character has a name that's like a band name, they'll just change it to something else in the dub and in the subtitles. It sucks. It's like, I understand that Japan is a different country, so they probably wouldn't want to bother, like, opening up a lawsuit that far away, but... Like, honestly, I feel like you should be allowed to make references like that without being afraid that some stingy fucking rock band from the 80s is gonna get litigious about it. Opinions on the Fooly Cooly dub? I didn't watch that show. Yeah, it's so lame. Part 2, Joseph Joestar is voiced by number 1 and 2 from Codename Kid Next Door. Oh, that's cool. Well, see, I've watched like a couple episodes of JoJo's in the dub just to see how it was, but I watched the entirety of it, well, up to part 4, on a live stream, like, in Japanese. I think it was Viz Media, they just had I think, a week-long live stream where they just showed the entirety of JoJo's for free, and that's how I watched it. That was before Part 5 came out. Sticky Fingers became Zipper Man. Oh my god, it's so bad. The Japanese dub didn't get in trouble. Why would the English dub get in trouble? I think it's just a difference of location, because the English dub's being done in America, and most of the bands that the stands are named after are American, so they're more likely to get sued there. Also, like, suing a Japanese series over something, that's probably a lot harder than doing it in English. Just because of, geography. Killer Queen, Deadly Queen. Yeah, it's bad. Because once you get to part 4, that's when the stands, like, well, part 3 introduced stands, and then part 4, that's where the stands, like, really start to be named after, like, bands and songs exclusively. Forgot to pick it back up. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, part 3 it's a bizarre adventure, so it was really weird. Silk Song or Deltarune? Probably, I don't know what, like, excited for. I wouldn't say I'm, like, really excited for either of them. I just kind of want them to exist. I want Silk Song to exist more. Did you miss anything? We're talking about JoJo's. And anime dubs. And actually, speaking of dubs, ProZD, he posted one of his infamous shorts. It was very funny. Where he's like, he voiced Senshi in the Dungeon Meshi dub, and he was making a skit about how somebody would be like, wow, you were really good in the dub, and I never watch the dubs. Like, never, because they're usually garbage. They're trash. And he's just like, okay. And, yeah, like, it really does make a point that people kind of treat dubs like shit. Like, drink poison before I ever watch a dub. Yeah, right? Like, it's really rude to the voice actors that put a lot of effort into their dubs. Like, it's fine if you want to watch in the original Japanese. You feel like you're getting the original story, like, and not more localized, but, yeah, dubs serve an important purpose, too. Especially now when dubs are legitimately good. And in some cases, the dubs can sound, like, better than the original. He's probably like, those are my friends you're talking about. Yeah, for real. I know, like, what was I gonna say? One kid's 4-piece dub supremacy. Yeah, like, dubs used to be, like, really bad, but now most of them are pretty good. Like, there are people who complain about dub voice acting. They're like, dub voice acting doesn't sound natural at all. It's just like, you can tell that they're acting. It's all over dramatic. And I'm like, that's how it is in Japanese, too. You just don't notice because you don't speak the language and you're reading the subtitles instead of listening to the performance. Like, if you watch a J-drama and you realize that everybody in live action is acting like anime characters and it's really bizarre, you'll figure it out. Like, Nobody sounds like an actual human person in anime voice acting. People think Japanese just sounds like that. Yeah, seriously. I watched a J drama that was based on a manga I'd read, and I was just like, wow, they really do. They're just acting like anime characters, but they're people, and this is really bizarre. Why'd you make the title Fake Me Up Inside? Because I was a sleepers, and now I'm a fake. English dub Lucario? Wait, Lucario talks? Hope where you're at is legalized. Puff of wind, silly face? I mean, I'm allowed to, like, and then make a silly face. That's fine. Oh, laughing gas? Oh, yeah. We have that. I had it at the dentist once. Didn't do much. Wish Banana Fish also got a dub. It didn't? I thought it was really popular. Album dropped in 2003. Are you sure? I thought it would have been sooner. Happy 20 years. Maybe we should listen to Evanescence. I don't know. Like, they had 2 songs that everybody knew. Like, were any of their other stuff even, like, that good? Not talking nitrous oxide. Or that's what Kanye's addicted to, right? With that weird, like, insanely buff dentist. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I was like, okay, well, he can't be that buff. He's a dentist. And then they showed a picture of it and it was like, Jesus Christ. That was 2003. Oh my God. You know so much. He could talk due to his aura. How many aura points did he lose when everybody found out he was voiced by Goku? Not purple hair. I dyed it black. But I missed a spot. The anime ergo. It was in an anime? Wow. Boundary breaking. I don't understand TikTok trends or what aura means. Like, your aura. This dub Goku became absolutely legendary. Man, I guess. That's allowed. It's not a good idea to keep dyeing your hair. It weakens your hair and can make it fall out. Well, if it falls out, it'll just grow back. It's fine. My hair's strong as fuck. I got so much of it. Japanese dub Goku has been voiced by the same little old lady since the 80s. Yeah, vibes. Yeah. Alright, goodbye, Nero. Have fun at church at like 2 p.m. I remember the last time I was in a church. Sucked. Airfall's out due to your meds anyway. Well, live fast, die hard. Literally. Just die that shit. Take me to church. Take me to crunch. We get jetpacks? I don't think we're gonna get those. Went to church a few times with my dad a year ago. It was alright. I don't know. I've always just been mildly furious whenever I've had to be in a church. It's just like, I'm trying to mourn and feel the sadness of this funeral, but the fact that, like, I'm too much of an edgy Reddit atheist for me to not be pissed at, like, the connotations of everything. I'm just like, if we're so certain that we're gonna see this person in the afterlife again, in heaven, then why the fuck are we all sad right now? It pisses me off. It's like, I'm grieving because I'm never gonna see this person again. Ever. And here you are saying, like, oh, it's chill. You're gonna meet up again later. Then why the fuck are we all crying? It's so dumb. Sorry, I'm sure there's like 1,000 like different religious explanations for like to like excuse that, but I'm so fucking over it. I was just like, man, being in this building full of crosses is not helping me right now. I don't care if I lose subs over that. Catholic Church, Christian. Wait, what's the difference? Okay, so I know that Christianity has like a lot of different denominations, but is there one that's just like straight up, we're just top level Christian, like not Catholic or Protestant or any of the other offshoots? What's the difference? Have to uninstall the Obey Me app before you can set foot in a church. I did not do that. Man doesn't know about... I know about, like, the Protestant Reformation, but... What's the difference between a Catholic church and a Christian church? Aren't they the same? Listen, I'm not gonna pretend that even when I, like, sort of believed in God, I really got the lore. 'Cause I didn't. I mostly spent church just counting how many times I could yawn. It was well into the 60s. I made church too long. Catholics are slightly more psychotic. I mean, I guess. They were kind of dickish in Helsing Ultimate. You see new evangelicals? Yeah, but they're saying that Catholics are more psychotic than just like regular Christians. But I don't... But what are just Christians? I thought you had to pick a denomination of Christianity, just calling yourself Christian and not like one of the various versions of it. I don't... Whatever. But Buddhism says we either reincarnate or go to Paris, depending on how we acted and when we live. Yeah, I mean... And in Death Parade, you have to play games and then they decide if you reincarnate or go to the void or some shit. I don't know. That never got a season 2. Could take a shot at explaining from what I know, but I'll be fucked if that's my first message here. Thank you, trans femme tomboy. Give me a theology lesson, more like a mythology lesson, because it's all fucking made up.
You're a real faker?
Thank you, Unknown68D, for being a real faker for 27 months. A shiny black hair. Well, next week I'm gonna go orange for Halloween. Death Parade was really good. I should watch it again. Is yaoi popular for girls? I mean, its main consuming demographic is girls, but I wouldn't say it's popular with most women. Black and oily. I'll be honest, my hair does look oilier than ever like this. You know, in books, a lot of times, like, characters with black hair are, like, their hair is described as being oily or greasy, and I'm like, no, that's just kind of how really dark black hair looks. I've realized now, these people were being unfairly accused of having greasy hair when it was just black. Don't most people have... No, most people have brown hair. Where are you from that most people have black hair? Do I need to look up the hair statistics? I'm pretty sure... Well, black might be the second most common. They're from the manga universe. I guess in, like, certain countries with certain ethnicities, black is the most common. Let's see. Hair statistics. No, wait. Hair color statistics.
You're a real faker?
Oh, thank you, Sir Freddy, for becoming a real faker. Thank you so much. Don't Google hair statistics, worst choice of my life, but there's a world population review, hair color by country 2024. It's right here. Let's see. Hair color by country. Most common in, well, but these are sorted by country. I want overall. Also, all the blondes are in Iceland. Getting up early on Sunday, kneeling in expensive clothing, asking for things I was never going to get, asking for forgiveness when I never did anything wrong. It was ridiculous. Absolutely. Okay, here's something that I went to a Catholic school when I was younger, and it's the dumbest shit ever they told us as kids. There's just shit that is completely, like, unprovable. They're just like, if you're praying to God and you tell him, like, you're asking him for, like, a snow day that you get off of school, and then you never ask, and that you'll never ask him for anything else, he'll give you that snow day, but then he'll never give you anything else you ever pray for. And I'm like, I'm gonna test that shit out. I was like, hey God, can I get a snow day and nothing else ever again? Did not get a snow day. I think they were kind of banking on us not trying that, because they're just like, yeah, you can never ask for anything else ever again. But I asked. And there was no snow day, so, It's kind of easy to fall out of that sort of thing. Anyway, okay, report. What is the most common hair color in the world? I'm still looking this up. It's probably brown. Most of the world's population has dark hair. Wait, what? In the United States, 85% of the population has black hair. Wait, what? I thought it was brown hair. What? Am I suddenly learning that there's way more people with black hair than I thought? I mean, I guess I just wasn't looking at enough people. I don't think 85%? That seems like a lot. What is the most common hair color in the world? No, I'm looking at like all these countries. It's a mix between. Now, there's a lot of dark brown in there, but they keep dividing by country. I want to know like worldwide. Okay. Most common hair color in the world. Okay. Wow. Okay, like every website I'm saying is that black is the most common hair color, followed by brown. How can this be? I really did not see that coming. That's a little bit boring. No wonder people are like so interested in blondes and redheads. That's like crazy fucking rare then. Let's see. Role of genetics in determining hair color. Yeah, global statistics show that black is the most common hair color, followed by brown. Black and brown hair strands are usually thicker. Wow. And it's much less common to have blonde hair, and red hair accounts for around 1% of the global population. How is this possible? Makes sense when you think about other continents. I know, but like, even when I think about like continents where people definitely don't have blonde hair, I'm like, they still have brown hair there. Yeah, the more I think about it, it's probably true. What are the statistics for Canada though? Because most of us are white as shit. Canada hair statistics. Oh my god. Brown hair is only 17%. How did I never notice this? When I think back to like being in school and everything, I don't remember everybody having black hair. Uh, Maybe I just don't pay attention to other people. If like 75% of people have natural black hair, that means the emos win, right? Like they don't even have to dye their shit. They're just like, "Oh yeah, we're black naturally." Emos stay winning and fake stays losing. Why are my beautiful brown tresses a rarity? Didn't have enough buses for students, so the nuns passed out a flyer saying that boys must put their books on their laps before a girl could sit on their laps. I mean, if it was that big of an issue, why wouldn't they just have kids of the same gender sit on each other's laps? Also, like, that's a safety violation. You really should not be doing that even on a bus. It's already bad enough that they don't have seatbelts. The wheels on the bus go clunk. Well, technically the color I dyed my hair isn't black, it's blue black, and it doesn't look good. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit worried that it's not gonna like fade out properly because it was the kind you have to mix in a chemistry situation. It wasn't just like stuff you squeeze from a bottle and put onto your head. So, you ever seen a tornado with your own eyes? No. Why would I do that? Why would I be looking at that? Oh my god. What do you think was shown at the Sega Atlas show? They had info on 17 new titles in the gamer world. Catholic schools are a place where children are taught ethics by a gang of sexually repressed women and men. I mean, it kind of seems like you went to an old school type school where, like, you had nuns and shit. I literally never saw a nun at my school ever. It was just, like, Catholic, and we had, like, we went to church, like, down the road, like, once a month or so. One time, some bitches in my class made fun of me because, you know that bullshit you gotta do at church where you gotta kneel? And, like, you're not supposed to, like, half sit on the bench behind you? I did that shit all the time because kneeling fucking sucked. But anyway, they made fun of me for half sitting. They're just like, oh my god, you were half sitting when you're supposed to be kneeling. And I'm like, hey, fuck off. There's a lot of things in this life that me, as a 10-year-old child, God will not forgive me for, but I think he'll be fine with me, like, not kneeling properly. Like, who gives a shit? Nuns aren't even real. Well, we did go to a nunnery, or whatever they're called, a place where nuns hang out. We went there for like a school trip, and we had to sit in, I don't even know if it was a church. It was just like a room with like a statue and a lot of chairs. And we were just like, just sit down for like a half hour and like pray or like think or like just, you know, feel spirituality. And I was just in there just imagining a fan fiction. Man, I wish I'd never been to church. It's fucking dumb. Yeah, straight to hell for not kneeling properly. Whatever. They shouldn't have put the benches so close together. My eyes are tired. Okay, but I really want to know what was going on with that, like, Sega thing. They're giving info on new titles. They've got people on the floor. They've got hosts. And one of them's wearing a Seaman shirt. That's interesting. They got more... well, this is all, like, very clearly in Japanese, so it's gonna have a freaking dub voice over it. That's really not worth it. They're playing Sonic X Shadow. And... yeah, who cares? That's not that interesting. Alright, goodbye, Chris. You only finished the first season of Initial D? Think about all the... what is it? Euro dance you missed. watch epic rap battles of history? No. Eurobeat, thank you. Okay, goodbye, Alex. Epic rap battles of history is still going, aren't they? How do they still have viewers? ERB was where I learned slurs existed. Oh, that's kind of unique. Most people learn those from Newgrounds. I saw a post on like it was like, you know, like racist Newgrounds animators. And like the first person mentioned in the notes was a hot diggity demon. I was like, yeah. Because I didn't know about that shit. Like, a few years ago, like, he was doing like, I don't know, like videos where he talked about TV shows and cartoons. He had his rant Sona, and he would just talk about movies and TV shows and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I was like, I followed him. And then one day he posts a cartoon about a Joy-Con drift. You know, like the Switch Joy-Cons. The drift is a legitimate problem. I would agree with him on that. But then it was the most racist fucking video I had ever seen, like posted unironically. I was like, whoa. And people in the comments weren't even mad. They were like, haha, people were pissed about this on Twitter. And I'm like, yeah, they were right to be. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Like, how did he animate this whole thing and think that was okay? Just, wow. So that was an immediate unsubscribe. And I was just like, I had no fucking idea this whole time. Like, woof. It was legitimately, like, shocking, like, just how straightforwardly racist that was. Of that clip of the Link versus Ganon battle, it's just Link saying, man, you should have been aborted. That's fair. Newgrounds was certainly an interesting place, yeah. That's just where they put the porn now. There are very few places left on the internet where you can just post porn. So that's where they go. Old days of Oni NG. Oh yeah, whatever happened to that guy? I remember watching... Wait, was that the guy who made Leo and Satan? Or whatever the heck that show was called? Or was that somebody else? I remember Newgrounds. They had some Flash games there. Yeah. But excuse me. L-A-N-K, more like L-A-N-Gay. Man. That's rough. He does gameplay with psychic pebbles. Oh. I guess that's what he's doing. I mean, everybody on the internet eventually turned into a Let's Player or a live streamer. Even the artists, they're just like, yeah, I stream my art now. I might play games sometimes and do art. Even I turned into a streamer. I mean, I probably would have anyway. Watching old series and I was like, I wonder what they're up to right now. And their YouTube was just racism and right-wing stuff. Yeah, that does happen. Like, there were some people I followed back in the day who even back then did seem kind of left-leaning. But then they realized that they could only continue to have a career by being a right-wing grifter. It's sad to see. We're gonna become a gambling streamer? Actually, that's a good question. See, there's a new event in Ensemble Stars. But, I have about, like, maybe 20,000 of those, standard scout tickets saved up. You can only have 4 stars with them, but I thought it might be fun to stream me using them all. I wonder how many I have. It's like usually you do there's a daily for doing a scout, but there's a free one every day anyway these days, so Honey is working on Smiling Friends now too. Well, good for him. Okay, so like the current event is Fantasy Card Soldiers in Underland. It's just, I mean, of course, like, the unit based off of playing cards is having a Wonderland themed event, but this time they gave out 100 whistles for the event instead of just like the usual tickets they give out, which is annoying because they keep not giving out 100 whistles for the fucking tour events. Like, you've got this shit reversed, man. Anyway, how many scout tickets do I have? Like, for free. The audition scouts. Okay, I've only got like 10,000. That's not that much. I mean, it is a gambling arc, but those tickets are free. They're very easy to obtain, which is why I have 10,000 of them. Drinking my water. It is still gray AF outside. And I'm not happy about it. I'm looking at this Sega Atlas thing again. I don't even... Oh, this is that stupid video game. Like all video games. When are they gonna remake Seaman? Release the sequels in English. Do it. This... What the fuck? And there's some other game. What the heck? It's a dinosaur museum game. Oh, I think it's just a game where you run a museum. Okay. I remake Seaman every night, Jesus Christ. All universe where nothing happened with Christian, just a normal guy now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that universe was ever possible, you know, due to the disability. There are other timelines I can think of where I became a normal person, but I think in all of them I just became burned out and just like stopped. I don't think there's like a timeline where I would be happy just working a regular job. At least not an office job. You know, like a manual labor type job, I could make it work out, but I think I'd see myself like working 40 hours, 5 days a week and just being like, no, I can't do this shit forever. You gotta find something you want to do. I'll timeline where I'm the Prime Minister. I'm Canada's second female Prime Minister. Listen, for the brief amount of time that I have worked, just regular office jobs, I know in my heart I never would have been able to do that forever. There are people that just like make it their entire lives and they're just like, yep, this is just what I'm doing. It's fine. Like, at least it's not manual labor. And I'm like, I can't fucking do this shit. I can't live like this. Tax breaks for gotcha gamers. Can I get a tax break on my gotcha pulls, please? I supported the economy with those gotcha pulls. It's a donation. Do office jobs even offer a stable work-life balance? The ones I went to didn't. Like, I mean, public transportation is pretty good around here, but it still sucked getting to and from the office, and like you don't get paid for that time. This is kind of a hot take, and like most people like they just like they come from reality, so they don't agree with it. But you should get paid for your breaks. Like the fact that they can mandate that you have a half-hour break, like in an 8-hour workday, and they don't pay you for it, is insane to me, because it's not like you can go anywhere or do anything else with that time. You basically can just sit around for it. What the fuck? Capybara, why?
Don't get a real job, it sucks lol.
I know it does, but why did you send me that much money? You have a real job, you don't have to do this. No. Capybara, please. Please, why? Thank you, but why? I don't even know what to say. Thank you. Don't do that again. That's so scary. You had to work at a real job for that money. Come on. Wasn't there someone who promised you a $500 dono one time? They did, and it scared me. I don't know, they were like, oh, remind me to send that another time, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. It will happen again. No. Please, you need that money. I completely forgot what I was talking about. No, wait, I was right. You should get paid for your breaks at work. If the government's gonna mandate that they have to give you a half-hour break when you could easily just keep working through it and earning more money, then they have to pay you for the break. Especially if it's a lunch break. If it's a break to eat food, a necessary thing you must do to continue surviving, they should have to pay you for that. You guys don't get paid for breaks? No, we don't. It's fucking bullshit. Should also get paid for your commute. Or at least be, like, reimbursed for, like, the gas or bus money. I actually worked a job that did reimburse you for driving. It was a cross guard job. Like, you'd show up when the kids get out of school and you'd guide them across the road. But they'd actually pay you, depending on whether or not you drove there or took a bus, they'd reimburse you for the expense. Which, you know, more jobs should do. I actually did such a good job. Like, I told them I was driving to all of my positions that I went to. But the guy in charge, he was like, you're doing such a good job, I'm just going to put you down as though you're taking the bus, because technically taking the bus would have cost more than the gas money it took to drive to those places, so I actually got paid more. That was really cool of him. "15-minute breaks were paid, right." No, that is true. The 15-minute breaks... Well, I don't even know if you could say that the 15-minute breaks existed. I think in my last office job, everybody just decided that they would take their breaks as part of their lunch break, so they'd get an hour-long lunch break, but only half of it was paid. Still, it's bullshit. The food break should absolutely be paid. Like, That's something that your employees have to do to survive. Yeah, it was just for like a summer. Well, not for a summer. It was just for a year, one school year. And then at the end of the next year, I don't remember what happened there. I think I started a new job and I was like, yeah, I can't come back. And they were just like, oh, that sucks. But yeah, just bring back your little vest and your sign and we'll get that sorted out. I had to bring I think I had to bring the vest and the sign back to like to the town hall or something. It was some like very official government building that I had never been to before because they did all the training in a completely different location. Yeah, it was weird because the people running the cross guard job, it was a separate company. Like it wasn't the government, but it was a company hired by the government. It was weird. It was a pretty good job though. The worst I guess shifts were lunch shifts. It was kind of bizarre. The way it works around here is that you would get assigned to like one school for the day usually, and they would just send me emails. Like they would send me my schedule through an email and like call me up at random because I wasn't permanent. I was pretty much just like replacing regular crossing guards when they got sick or whatever. So they'd just call me up like at random and just be like, yeah, go here. But sometimes schools would have you guard for recess at lunch. Like I understand like when kids are leaving school and going to school, but they were like sometimes kids will leave the school to go home for lunch. That never happened once. So you would just stand there for like a half hour at the crosswalk and no kids would ever come. And we weren't allowed to have headphones in or anything, but I had mine in anyway. Nobody gave a shit because nobody came by. Have a clue where I'll work after high school or even if I'll be able to hold my own in college. Word. That was me. Had I known, I would have been here a lot sooner. I wouldn't have even gone to college if I had the voice acting thing. I don't know. Like, my parents probably still would have made me go to something anyway, because reasons, but I don't use pretty much any of my college education for this, and it's all working out fine. Catholic college? Like, okay. There's somebody I'm following on Tumblr who's an artist, and she's pretty young, and she was talking about, like, oh, I'm going to this Catholic university, and the dorms are gender segregated and everything. And I'm like, girl, why are you going there? And I wasn't going to ask, but somebody, like, sent her an ask that was like, hey, why are you going to a Catholic university? And she's like, I got a full ride scholarship and they have a really good art program. And I was like, okay, that's a pretty good reason. Like, it's free and, like, well known, fine. The script you receive has a lot of sound effects. Would you charge extra for it? Depends. If it's too many, I might just say no. Can't go to college anyway, you're a cat. Yeah. I can go to college. No. Yeah, that's racist. Because I made a mistake going to a Catholic college. The people I've met are pretty cool, but I don't like giving them money. Word. Full college scholarship super chat coming right up. No. No. The alien friend audio that had phone sound effects. Yeah, that sucked, but at least it was just one sound effect repeated over and over again. Or two. Don't try to call me out on this shit. I can change my mind. Sometimes I'm willing to do things, sometimes I'm not. It's all part of the person I am. I'm just a wild freak out here on the net, living my life underwater. I don't have to do anything. Joe Biden scalp massage ASMR. You know what? I'm really glad that that AI presidents meme kind of fell off. Like, some of them were legitimately funny, like the one where they argue about Lolita fashion, but the rest of them, it was just like, man, this is just an excuse for you to talk about what Pokemon you want to fuck in the president's voice. There was... And before you ask, there was one of those videos. Because they would make tier lists. The AI president's tier lists. I'm glad that fell off. Because Kamala isn't as funny to do AI voices with. No, it fell off like way before she got announced. It's just Obama, Biden, and Trump. Which, like, it was kind of funny at first when they were playing Minecraft together and whatever, but you get tired of it. Wish I could sink all my time into becoming goated at art. Yeah, same, but I always fall off it. I'll just stick to, like, copying anime screenshots. It's not exactly tracing, but it is copying. I just find it, like, it's very nice that, like, I can put the pencil to the page and come up with something that doesn't look like shit, even if it's just a copy of an anime screenshot. It's like, yeah, I copied it, but that's my boy, and it's for me. It's all because of the Miku binder guy. I don't know, that guy's not around anymore. That post still gets reblogged occasionally on Tumblr, but the original account is deactivated. President AI memes are never funny to me. Yeah, this is just a novelty. Well, thank you, the gentleman, for being a real faker for 18 months. How'd you catch the stream? Yeah, we're talking about, like, really important stuff here. I could do that thing where I look at the news again. That won't be depressing at all. That'll be normal. That'll be a normal thing for me to do. Oh wow, they did an ad for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in this Sega special program. That's normal. No news happens in Canada anyway. That's not true. There's an entire app of things. Oh wait, what the heck? Hold on. Hold on, I have an important notification. Oh my god. Sunday night VHS viewings? Sick. That's pretty cool. Look at the local news of some small town somewhere. I don't want to do that. That sounds boring. You see, I open up the Google News app and I'm immediately bombarded with the least interesting stuff. Well, not least interesting, but like the most upsetting news. Like, not fun. This used to happen a lot when I allowed news updates from the weather app, like AccuWeather. It used to send me weather-related updates, and instead of like telling me any news that was relevant to me, it would just be like, hey, somewhere in the United States somebody got killed by a hurricane, and I'm like, man, I don't need to fucking know about this. Like, thanks for ruining my moment by telling me that somebody died in another place because of a horrific accident or weather event. Like, come on. Yeah, more Trump news. More news about, I'm trying to clear homeless encampments around here. Like, bruh. Either find a place for them to stay or leave them the fuck be. Yeah, there are homeless encampments in the woods. Well, they're not really encampments. They're just some random people camping back there. In the woods near where I live. If you go down the wrong path when you end up in the woods, you might find them, but if you know where you're walking, you can just, like, keep going straight and you won't run into them. A lot of puddles, though. How to upgrade your incompatible Windows 10 PC to Windows 11. Pass? Can I get a pass? I'm not gonna do that. They should just extend the life of Windows 10. What are we talking about? We're talking about the news. The wrong path, like they're serial killers or something. I'm not afraid of them, like my parents are. Like, they're just people living their lives. But if they're living out there permanently, it'd be like walking into somebody's house uninvited. I don't want to bother them. It's rude. If they've claimed that space, I don't want to be a dick and just walk into it. Staying on Windows 10 as long as we're able. Yeah, real. Let's see what's going on with the Toronto Star. They tried for years to help son, but may have to give him up. What the fuck? Oh, oh my god, the amount of fucking pop-ups on this dumb website. You can't even read the Toronto Star for free. Windows 11 Office version for extra cybersecurity. I mean, listen, if they could make a Windows 11 that had a skin that made it look like Windows 10, I'd be down, but they don't, so I'm not updating. What the fuck? Jimmy Carter's 100 years old? Global news. Ugh. Tentative deal reached in Metro Vancouver grain strike. Man, maybe we don't have any news. Oh wow, no, that's actually really crazy. This bench is meant to commemorate Indigenous reconciliation. Critics call it hostile architecture. Wow. Yeah, it's like it's an orange bench. So like that's the color of like, you know, indigenous reconciliation and whatnot. But they put the fucking bars on it. You know, the thing that's supposed to look like an armrest but is really just there so homeless people can't sleep on it. I get infuriated whenever I fucking see those things on benches. And they didn't even put it right in the middle. They put two bars on the left-hand side of the bench. That's just shitty. Oh, they're right. That is hostile architecture. What the hell? Want to hear some crazy news? Yeah, sure. Just as long as it's not ridiculous. What if it is ridiculous? It's stupid. Well, I guess that's allowed. Songs by Adele, Kendrick Lamar, Bob Dylan, Nirvana, and more blocked by YouTube due to a legal dispute. It doesn't really matter. Well, then why did you bring it up? I thought you said it was crazy. What are you talking about? Balatro creator in disbelief as roguelike hits top mobile sales charts. That I'm not surprised to hear at all. You thought it might like fall behind a little bit because it's $12, but no, that's just gonna sell like crazy. Balatro is kind of the perfect phone game. I mean, I'm not buying it again. I own it on Steam, so maybe I'll say it. Fucking stop building it up. Just say something. They own their cars for years. Now Ontario police say they're stolen property. Reported theft of more than 200 vintage vehicles, creating grief for classic car enthusiasts. Oof. Riz is a new word I'm learning at this time. Yeah, I've heard of it. Oh my god. Guys, the mini moon is arriving today. Earth's mini moon. The mini moon. It's here. We're gonna get moon 2. My fave. My favorite second moon. A new moon the size of a city bus. Okay, that's a little too small. Like, don't get me wrong, that's like a big rock, but you're not even going to be able to see that without a telescope, right? Aw, man. We can't even see. Yeah, that sucks. Why'd they make such a big deal out of it if you can't even friggin' see it? It's gonna enter Earth's orbit. But where can you... Some past mini-moons, such as this one from 2020, have been discovered to be random pieces of space junk. Well, at least this one's a real rock. Even with a telescope, we couldn't see that. Oh, that sucks. That sucks so bad. Yeah, it literally says in this article, don't expect to see the mini-moon. It won't be visible even if you have a telescope. Well, then why did you tell us about it? Stanks. That shouldn't even count. They shouldn't even be allowed to call that a moon. They should just be the guy that's up there. That's so pointless. Like, even the article says, like, oh yeah, Earth gets mini moons all the time. And I'm like, then why is this one a big deal? Because it's a bus? It's the size of a bus. Actually, if it was a rock, like, perfectly shaped like a city bus, then I'd be impressed, yeah. But why are you telling me about this? Like, it's so dumb. At least the last time we had, like, I don't know, some sort of comet that was nearby, I could at least see it, like, at night. I had a great view of it, too. I think it was, what was it, the Neowise comet? I think that was what it was called. I'm looking it up. That was my boy. Yeah, Comet Neowise. Or C2020F3. But I could see that, dude. Like, when I was still working nights, like, there was one room I could go into in a building where they had a big ass window and I could see it perfectly from there in the sky. That was my boy. There's one girl I used to kind of like started texting me again, and it's now that I'm realizing that whenever she messages me, most of the time she only talks about problems affecting her own life. Was that the crazy news you had? I'm gonna be honest. That's not that crazy. Ignore the comment about whatever someone said. What? What? What are you guys talking about? I don't understand my chat. I don't understand what you guys are saying. I'm looking at the news again. Stanley Cup contenders. A 65,000 square foot waterfront mansion believed to be Canada's largest home has been abandoned for over 15 years. Oh my god, the housing crisis. You said, why bring it up if it's weird? No, I said, why bring it up if you're like, if you're just like gonna be wishy-washy about it. It's like, it doesn't really matter at all. It's like, if it doesn't really matter, then like what, like why, like what's the point? I think this is relevant news. The Peter Grant Mansion, known as Canada's largest home, has been abandoned for over a decade. The property was taken over by a Texas entrepreneur last year and may get its own reality show. I think that guy should get that house taken away from him. Like, if it's been there for 15 years, nobody's been living there. That's a fucking waste. Take that shit. Give it to somebody who will actually use it. Construction on the massive home was halted amid the 2008 financial crisis and the property was never finished. What a fucking waste. Dude. That house is like the size of a mall. You just bought the land, started, and never finished it. Also, the ads on this, on Business Insider, are like, this is unusable. There's like an ad every half a paragraph. Yeah, wow, it's just all full of like construction materials. Like, some people should be squatting in there right now. What a fucking waste. A 9-year push to increase PEI's population has radically changed the island. How much could it have really changed? They're still selling Anna Green Gables merch there. What's different? Didn't realize Fake was so civic-minded. Listen, I'm in a position where I will probably never be able to own my own house, and it's because of shit like this. Since 2015, PEI is easily the fastest growing province in Canada. But why do they want more people there? It's tiny. Like, if anywhere would be having a housing crisis, it's tiny-ass PEI. More than 20,000 people have arrived from other countries. Roughly 10,000 are foreign nationals living on PEI with temporary permits, and a greater number have arrived from other parts of Canada than the almost 30,000 who left for other provinces. This motion of people has caused crises in housing, healthcare, and general pressure on provincial infrastructure of all kinds. Okay. Mass migration to and from PEI dates back to 2015. Whatever. Okay, yeah, I mean, he has a good point. I mean, like, people get old, so they needed more people. It might have happened too fast, though. There's a lot of people moving to the island. Some of them are younger, but at the same time, when you look closely at the data, there's been significant gains in some of the older people. Well, great. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that, like, people moving to PEI come from foreign countries because, like, who the fuck living in Canada would want to move all the way out there? Canadian who moved to the Bahamas shares experience advice. Girl, shut up. She's like, it's chill as fuck here. I'm like, yeah, sure. If you're white and rich. Get the fuck out of there. It's Canada's Florida. It's where retirees go. I don't think so. I mean, it's not like there's much to do there. When someone dumped a trailer in BC's backcountry, a group put them on blast. Really? Okay. More land development news. Conservatives being racist. Nintendo Switch 2 reportedly ready to go. Here's when it could launch. Ooh. Releasing in time for Christmas this year, bro? Is that what's going on, bro? I mean, knowing Nintendo, they probably wouldn't spend that much time hyping it up before they're like, yep, it's out. Silk Song as a launch title? That's the only thing I would accept, honestly. The CEO of peripheral manufacturer Blade claims the Switch successor is completed and could launch sometime early next year with rumored features like magnetic Joy-Con controllers. Well, I'm going to be honest, if the CEO of a third-party company is claiming that, he's probably not going to have that much more dealings with Nintendo if he spreads rumors. Like, they just make accessories. If you go telling tales, Nintendo's gonna cut you off. That's just true. Silk Song and Half-Life 3? Nah. News about comics. A travel hack to get a cheap trip to Iceland. Tesla driver shares frustrating video after leaving car at EV charging station. Why can't we just charge in peace? Did somebody graffiti him? Oh, somebody just unplugged their car. I mean, that's kind of mean, but like, LOL. Man, you're right. There really is no news. I mean, there is, but it all sucks. It sucks ass. It stanks. Okay. Ooh. There's a comet on Monday, guys. Guys, there's a comet on Monday. Apparently some neuroscientists were able to gain some new insight into depression. Oh, that is good news. But what's this about Comet A3? Ah, shut the fuck up, Forbes. Also, Moon 2. We can't even see Moon 2. I'm done being excited about it. Comet AO3, oh my god. It's the one time of the year when the stars align and you get your fanfic done. Feel bad if he left it for a while and came back to find it barely charged. No, it notified him that somebody just unplugged his shit. Like, apparently it just sends a notification to your phone if somebody unplugs you. So, like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. Anyway, Comet A3 will be visible to the naked eye in the east before sunrise, which means it's necessary to rise very early before they get swallowed up by the creeping light of dawn. Unfortunate. Here's how to see the comet. You know what? I'm fine. Get me out of here. If Comet A3 is so good, why isn't there a Comet A4, right? GameSpot. My visit to the Nintendo Museum made my life flash before my eyes. So they almost died there? Tesla owner staring at his phone notifications as I unplug and plug in his car for 10 minutes. He actually has video of the guy because apparently all Teslas just have a bunch of cameras running at all times on the outside of them. I heard about this on Internet Today. Apparently a lot of people are getting their like cars like towed by the cops because if they happen to park near a crime, Their car is always recording, so it's basically just a security camera on wheels. Humans managed to fix both the acid rain and the ozone layer. That's pretty cool of us. Now we just gotta take care of, like, everything else. There's so many fucking ads on this website. Get out. Man, this is a... Fuck, this is so long. It's such a long article. Pass. Why would that lead to them getting towed? Well, if the owner doesn't come back in time, like... Most cops do not wait for a warrant. So they're just like, yeah, if we just tow it, we can just, like, hook into it and get all the information that way. Cops are not interested in putting much more effort into their jobs than usual, so yeah. Like, they just take it because it's technically evidence. Find that a very disturbing fact of life. It's true. Like, how many cases have there been of just, like, cops, like, forcing their way into people's houses without, like, good reason to? After hundreds of videos over 9 years, 88-year-old Skyrim grandma is retiring because it isn't fun anymore. I'm tired of it. Oh my god. That's relatable, yeah. I mean, if she's been doing this for 9 years, she has probably seen, like, the streaming landscape become ever more toxic. I'd be sick of it too. Especially at that age, I'd just be like, yep, I'm retiring. For good. How do I get K-pop news on here? This bizarre John Wick 5 theory somehow perfectly explains how Keanu Reeves' character returns. Wait, is he in John Wick 5? He can't be. I thought they were doing something else now. Literally just got the recommendation of the video for retiring. Yeah. After 9 years, she's probably seen literally everything in Skyrim. Yeah, multiple times over even. Can you imagine being in your 80s and having to learn to mod Skyrim? Oh. The Halloween haunt's coming back to Canada's Wonderland, guys. I've never been before. I might want to go. It's got corn mazes. I don't even know if you can actually go on the rides. Oh, that was literally it? It's not even an article, it's just a video. Of course. All the scare actors are just dressed up as freaky clowns. I probably shouldn't go then, because I'll just be staring at them. For reasons. Yeah, so they've just got, like, corn mazes and scary houses like spooky haunted houses set up. But Are you allowed to go on any of the rides? If I had friends, I would absolutely go. The GoPro strapped her head like one of those bomb diffusing rats. Nah, man. Microsoft explains how Windows 11 controversial recall feature is now ready for release, and it's coming to Copilot plus PCs in November. Oh, they should kill that thing. Abort that thing. I don't know why I'm still reading the news. I should stop. I'm gonna stop. It's time to stop. I've had Windows 11 pretty much since it came out. Not once have I needed Copilot. Well, no kidding. It's just Cortana again, isn't it? And I killed Cortana the first chance I got. It was, well, it was, I think it was in one of the older versions, like, whatever was before Windows 10. You could kill Cortana, but it also deleted the search function from the home, like, menu button. Like, you couldn't search from there anymore. Like, it deleted the feature along with Cortana, but at least Cortana was gone. Bought my dad a mini PC that came with Windows 11 and it makes me want to scream. Yeah. My mom's on Windows 11. I had to go in and, like, disable Copilot. She didn't ask me to do that, but she came over, like, I went over to her place and she was like, hey, like, there's something off with the computer or something, and I was like, okay, I'll fix it. But while I was in there, I was just like, you know, I'm gonna turn off this thing that, like, this, like, news notification down in the bottom corner that's just like, hey, here's stocks and random news headlines. I'm like, turn that off. She doesn't need to see that. And also I disabled Copilot because I was like, I don't need her believing whatever dumb AI bullshit that thing cooks up. How do you kill Copilot? I don't remember, because anytime I've ever wanted to disable a feature on Windows, I've always had to look up like 3 different websites, and in the end, the only way to do it properly is by doing fucking registry edits. It's insane. Like, instead of just having an on-off switch, they're like, no, you gotta go into regedit to do that. It pisses me off every time. This could just be an on-off switch. Stick pepperonis onto your pizza with super glue. They do fall off sometimes, though. They do. They fall off. You fell off. Do not trust myself with the registry? Yeah. Well, normally I wouldn't either, but I know how to follow instructions. Italy wants my location? Why? What does Italy want to know about me? What secrets do you hold, Italy? I'm tired, but I want to keep streaming until the super chat goes away. It's still up there. Every day I see a tutorial telling me to open registry editor, I just start daydreaming of reinstalling Linux. Well, it's basically like the same thing, right? If you're going into the registry editor, you may as well just be using Linux anyway. Yeah, they make versions of Linux that are just kind of like Windows. I could get down with that. Linux Mint is popular for that reason. You know what? I'm gonna look that up. Linux. Oh, that was the first one that came up. Cool. Linux Mint. They've got their own website. They're on top of this shit, guys. I color my hair? Yeah, it's black now. What is Linux Mint? Linux Mint is an operating system for desktop and laptop computers. It is designed to work out of the box and comes fully equipped with the apps most people need. Oh, it comes... it comes with Blender and GIMP. I do have both of those, but, like, they're not the best you could use as freeware. Productivity. It comes with LibreOffice. It comes with shit that I already have. As, like, if it works with all the programs I'm already using, then, like, why the fuck am I still on Windows? Web, browse the web, watch YouTube and Netflix with Firefox. I mean, yeah. So it comes pre-installed with Firefox, which I already have. Multimedia, enjoy your music, watch TV and movies, listen to podcasts. Well, I mean, you can just do that. I guess if you have VLC and, like, just any app. And of course it works with Steam, thank goodness. Give it a try, you'll love it. Most of our users come from Windows and they never look back. I mean, it's cool. It is a little suspicious that, like, all of this is for free and, like, they're only asking for donations. See, I'm bad at trusting people. It's just like, they've got this entire professional website set up. You're waiting for, like, a sales pitch, but they're like, no, it's open source and free. Yay. What's the catch? Also, do I have to, like, does it delete all my stuff? What? Oh, for fuck's sake. Why do these people have to fucking do this? Like, the second I start streaming. Yo, Ambiguous, what's up? What are the odds one of the weirdly wealthy real fakers drops enough money for a PS5 Pro? 0, but even if anybody did, I wouldn't buy a PS5 Pro. Why would I do that? It's free because it's open source. I don't think you can charge for open source stuff. Yeah, but, like, why? And how? You went through trauma yesterday? I believe you. What happened? What happened? How strong is my PC? Pretty strong. If I, like, threw it at somebody, it would definitely kill them. It's fucking heavy. Can Goku fight it? Goku doesn't know how to fight technology. He literally fought androids, but he didn't fight a computer. As he fought Apple, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, there was a Dragon Ball and Apple crossover. Fought Frieza's cyborg brother once. Wow, what the fuck? Wow. That's fucking awful. Girl. Like, who the fuck does that? Over text? I'm just confused about the timeline. Like, how do you go from, like, kissing each other to 10 minutes later you're texting? What the fuck? Also, like, using somebody as a test to see if they're into a certain kind of person without warning them about it, that's fucked up. Who the fuck would do that? Also, you gotta kill that guy. When you were splitting up at the train station? Holy shit, so it was cowardice too? Wow. Like, couldn't even, like, give it a few days to, like, simmer? Couldn't even, like, consider it for a little bit? Like, just think about the implications and how not to be a terrible person? Wow. Girl, I'm so sorry. Like, what the fuck? Least Shakespearean tragedy, ambi arc. Oh my god. Like, woof. Just join with this stream about? I mean, anything. Relationships are so interesting these days. Yeah, but in a bad way. Why is nobody, like, boring about how they're dating? Like, that sucks. I'm sorry, ambiguous. Like, that's just, like, pretty cruel. Like, just straight up, that's, like, a cruel thing to do to another person. Chronic use of character AI is for the best. It's really not, but I'll allow it. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is more normal, but, like, what a shitty thing to do. Bro, what is going on out there? It's been gray all day. I'm kind of cheesed. Literally only people doing that on, like, TV shows. Yeah, like, that's something, like, out of a soap opera. Baked and brought gluten-free jammy Dodgers for her as well. Oh my god. Yo, I'm just gonna say it. Bitches ain't shit. Like, you make somebody gluten-free jammy Dodgers and they just turn their back on you? Like, what? Like, what? It's like, what the hell? Stuck in character AI too. See, I keep hearing about people getting into character AI, but, like, what's the point? Like, why bother? She texted, like, an hour afterwards, just, like, casually telling me the cookies were good. Bro, I would block her. I would block her so fast. I'd just be like, wow, you did all that and, like, you're still eating those cookies I made? I would tell her to throw her phone in the ocean. I would not be graceful about that at all. How do you keep up with uploading this much? very carefully. Don't worry about it. Yeah, honestly, ambiguous, you deserve better. What? She made a Pinterest board about you? I've never even heard of such a concept before. What? That's... like, what? I don't... Like, something's going wrong here. Like, she's just like, like, how do you even... I guess it's the idea of, like, you like the idea of a person, not so much being with them, but still. That's ridiculous. And insane. You showed Mingles the messages? Oh my god. Mingles getting in on the ground level with this tea. I don't know, I feel like this is me, like, being really glad that I just, like, kind of keep my shit offline, because I would definitely just be like, hey, everyone. Like, I would be tweeting all day about this if I was, like, on Twitter and in that sort of space. I'd just be like, this bitch here. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying that in another timeline, I could have been really bad about that. Yeah, it's like, I've come to make an announcement. This VA is a bitch-ass motherfucker. She ate my vegan cookies and broke up with me. Then you destroy the moon. The second moon. I'm gonna blow up the second moon over this. Okay, hold on, let me see this. Holy sh- that's a lot of fucking screenshots, girl. Wow. I mean, I guess she let you down kind of easy, but then she had to be like, yeah, I just wanted to test to see if it would, like, work IRL. Like, dude, either you mention that beforehand or you take that shit to the grave, right? Like, you either say, like, hey, I'm experimenting with my sexuality, I'm not sure if I actually like women, do you maybe want to test this out? But, like, if you're not gonna say that beforehand, you take that shit 6 feet under with you. Like, that's such a mean thing to say to somebody. You literally could have just been like, yeah, I've been with a woman IRL, I've realized that I'm not really into women. Like, I would totally understand that. Like, you didn't understand the reality of the situation. But calling it a test, that's so fucking bad. That's so bad it almost negates the rest of the letting you down gently thing. Oof. That's so bad. Oh, Neri, you're back from church. Good, we were talking about gay people. Actually, I guess not. Just one. The other person involved was not gay. These dono finally vanished. I'll leave in a bit. That's so brutal, though. I'm sorry, ambiguous. Like, what the fuck? You had to take a train and everything. Queer girl rite of passage of being used as a test room by a straight girl. I can't even fucking believe that shit. 7 hours! So that wasn't just like a quick, like, take a train here, it was a real speedy kind of thing. 7 fucking hours! With how expensive trains are. Like, what the fuck? I can't even fucking believe this shit. This is awful. Like, we were just reading, like, all the news, like before, with all the bad news in the world. This is the worst news of the day. A separate country. Well, you didn't have to get, like, your passport out or anything about it, but still. Like, what the hell? You ran 5 miles for a girl once? That seems unnecessary. You're like, Jesus. This is the kind of tragic shit that happens in, like, in an anime. Are you ready to your cringe 9 to 5, except it's a 3:30 to 9:30? What a terrible shift. We were sneaking out, it was worth it at the time. Well, yeah, I guess that's fair. If you're sneaking out as a kid to get laid, that's always worth it. Literally lived in Wales. Oh my god. I bet you didn't even get to see any whales while you were there. I already did cross country at the time, so it was easy. Okay. You didn't even see any sheep? What the fuck? This is so messed up. This is like the worst story I've heard all week. You don't even get to see the animals. Gonna internalize this story. I hope this doesn't discourage anyone from seeking out potential relationship avenues instead of fucking character AI. You guys gotta get off that shit. It's bad for you. Not like mentally or morally, just like you're getting worse. Must never make a mistake like that ever. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing you can do is not start a long distance relationship online. I mean, that's the way people go these days, but you know, in other cases it's like you start a relationship that's not long distance and then it becomes that way. If you talk to AI Sasuke, you lose. Yeah, I wish people were just talking to AI Sasuke. Talking to people like incel classmate and rich father. I don't know, man, but it's real. That was 2 women's final relationship where they realized they each were queer. I mean, hey. Have you tried estrogen? So in my 20s I become an iron bitch people with parental issues call mommy in my 30s. I mean, hey. Like, you're gonna figure this shit out one day. I mean, it's not your fault, but like, fuck, you got a terrible luck picking these girls. An Amazing Digital Circus is on Netflix. I heard it's getting a... Is it getting a manga adaptation? I don't see how. There's 2 episodes and, like, barely anything's happened. How do you make a manga out of that? Have a bunch of gluten-free ingredients. Oh my god, you bought gluten-free ingredients for her? Oh. Well, I can't I can't give you any advice with that. When I was in school, in like we had like a cooking class kind of, and we made like vegan and gluten-free versions of like cupcakes. And the vegan version was basically, you couldn't even really tell that it was vegan, but the gluten-free, you could fucking tell it was bad. I wasn't gonna poison her. Yeah, I know. Like, you bought like a lot. 3 episodes now? Oh, did one just come out? I'm not keeping up with it. I'm not actually subscribed to their YouTube channel. You'd think a 3rd episode would have made more of a big deal that I'd have heard of it. Yeah, ambiguous. You literally were too good for her. Yeah, actually, find another gluten intolerant GF. Yeah, just, you know, go on some message boards and be like, hey, got some gluten-free cookies here. Had to use up the ingredients. Any ladies want to come down and get some gluten-free cookies? Gluten-free food is fucking shit, though. Like, really sorry to people with gluten intolerance and, like, celiac disease. That fucking sucks, but, like, your alternatives are ass. Third episode of Strike the Circus. Well, I guess I better look it up then. Maybe it'll be on my recommended page. It's not. I guess I fell off. Guys, I fell off. I've just been listening to Vocaloid music. I fucking fell off. Cookies were low-key kind of grainy, but apparently that was good for gluten-free cookies. I mean, at that point, just like... At that point, you stop eating cookies and just, like, eat cookie dough. Like, cookie dough tastes pretty good before you throw the flour in. Just have it like that. Anyway, Digital Circus. They announced the 3rd episode, but it releases in October. Well, then why did you say there were 3? There aren't. It doesn't exist yet. Who cares then? They gotta be making fucking bank on them merch sales. They were literally like, oh, this show's only gonna continue if we sell enough merch. That was a little bit shady to me. I'm like, just start a fucking Kickstarter then. They were so vague about it, too. It's not like there was a goal you could reach with merch sales. They were just like, yeah, buy a lot of merch. Maybe we'll make another episode. Like, have a goal then. Book plans I made while bored at work officially hit 101 pages. At this point, you've got to start actually writing a book, girl. Just crack that bitch open. Start that Word document. Gonna once the 3-month contract is done. But if you do it now, you can get paid for it at work. And Enforce prep writing time. Yeah, but like prepping's the easy part. Aren't they gonna make new episodes no matter what and the money will just help? Well, they're making new episodes now. But when the first episode came out, they were like, well, if we don't do well on merch sales, we probably won't make an episode 2. Like... Alright, if you say so. I mean, I do just, I'm kind of like a writing by the seat of my pants kind of writer. But then I'm only writing like short stuff. Yeah, animators need to eat too, and I'm sure that like the fans of Digital Circus would have been more than willing to donate money to keep the show going. Like, Kickstarters for animated projects make their goals all the time. Like, the final episode of Llamas with Hats just dropped. I supported the Kickstarter for that, and it reached its goal in like a couple days, I think. You're Canadian? Who told you? Do I have to put my my maple leaf hat on? I should get like a baseball cap with like holes for my ears. That'd be cute. Yeah, new Llamas with Hats. It's the finale. I haven't watched it yet. It just came out. Just pronounce the word sorry. I don't see how that's different. Everybody says it like that. Besides, I could be from somewhere in the US where they pronounce it that way. Ridiculous. Popcorn has the same texture as styrofoam? Yeah, that's why I don't like eating it. I could be from Wisconsin. I like cheese. Almost gave you a heart attack. Is it because of the popcorn? Maple leaf sticking out of her mouth by the stem like a toothpick. I grab a leaf out of the air and I eat it. No. Okay, it's me. But I've just got a bottle of maple syrup that I drink from. That's normal. Wish I could throw my money at TFS for Dragon Ball Z Abridged Boo Saga. They're never gonna do it. They're too busy running like 3 podcasts and streaming and actually dubbing real shows now. Popcorn is actually weirdly healthy. Yeah, it is. It's like, well, you know, it's mostly air, so it's low in calories. Like, there are people who have genuinely lost weight just by mostly eating popcorn instead of other snacks. Wolverine's flask is actually maple syrup. It could be maple flavored whatever alcohol. That exists, oddly enough. Looked in that mouthwashing game. It's a horror title. Also, spoilers. I mean, I guess you could tell just from, like, the intro that, like, people are gonna die, but, like... Like, yeah, I guess that's a really basic summary of events. It doesn't really get into, like, the horror and drama of the story. And also the presentation. It's fucking interesting. You're gonna play that, Mingles? Okay, I won't spoil it. But it's fucking interesting. Like, it's a unique narrative for a game to explore. Tetris stream. No. I'm not even that good at Tetris. You're not gonna watch the VOD? Okay. Well, it'd be more fun. You play it yourself and then, like, you watch how somebody else reacts to it. Like, I watched Shinigami Eater play it, and then I watched Scorpy, and I was kind of disappointed with, like, Scorpy's reactions, because he doesn't really react to much of anything. He never really is, like... He never seems to be, like, impressed by anything. He's just like, oh, that happened. He's too chill. This girl in one of my lectures who plays Tetris in front of me. That's a bad time to play Tetris. You gotta watch these guys you talk about sometime. You really don't. I'm gatekeeping. Get on the RTVS lore. Watch HLVRAI. All the bros in my class had an obsession with Tetris last year. Tetris 99, like, really brought it out of some people. When are you, me, and Mingles playing Garfield Kart? I don't really like racer games. Remember the chess fat? Oh yeah, and like that guy that people were accusing of putting stuff in his ass. Whatever happened with that? I mean, like, there are probably way better ways to cheat at chess than that. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I've still got the page for Linux Mint open. They don't collect data. Okay. Everything works out of the box. What's the latest news? Okay. Wait, Linux Mint 22 Wilma released? What do they name these after? Feel the carpal tunnel slowly creeping in. Yeah, you gotta give your hands breaks when you're gaming like that. I have a favorite hockey team. Whatever team has the prettiest colors is the one I cheer for. But I don't really watch hockey. I'm just like, yeah, those guys. I don't know. Like, my parents have television, but I don't like to watch hockey games there because of all the yelling. Anyway, what I need to know... I need to see all the versions of... What are these named after? 21.3... Virginia, Victoria, Vera, Vanessa, Una, Uma, Ulissa, Uliana, Faye? What did they name these after? Just women? Women with uncommon names? I have Linux Mint Cinnamon Edition on my laptop. I personally recommend that one if you plan to replace Windows with it. Okay. The Lamenters. You sent me the cookie pictures. Okay, hold on. I've got a weird ask on Tumblr. If you know about the Mude bot on Discord, how would you feel if they made you a character on it? What the fuck does that even mean? Are they gonna make an AI chatbot of me? Don't do that. Damn, ambiguous. That's what kind of cookies you made? Girl, that's like high tier effort. Those are like sandwich cookies with the jam in the middle. Girl. That is like high tier shit. She didn't deserve it. What the fuck? I'd eat those though. Yeah, I know, right? Like those cookies with jam in the middle, those fucking rule. She mentioned missing them from before she became gluten-free. Oh my god. Ah, like what the fuck? You were like being an attentive and caring girlfriend and she just did that shit to you. Like what the fuck? I'm so mad right now. One thing about Linux is that Adobe stuff absolutely does not work. Well, then I can't switch then, because I'm not learning a new editing program. All of them are way too complicated. Like, Adobe Premiere Elements is like the simplest motherfucker on the planet. They're just like, here, you cut here, you can just move these pieces around. It's very simple. But no other editor seems to be able to pull that off. Like, Premiere Pro is almost unusable with how, like, extreme the features are. Like, why don't they just make a version of it that's like Elements, but it has all the special effects from Pro? Probably learn to use DaVinci in a couple days. Oh my god. I've been using Premiere Elements since I was in like 11th grade. Like I can't be doing this shit. You got the first surgery referral? Fuck yeah. That's actually sick. It's been a thick stream. I'm trying to ignore the fact that I'm hungry. Because I had lunch. I had a real lunch. And less than 4 hours later, fucking starving again. I'm furious about it. I don't want to be hungry all the time. I don't like it. Even if I like eat the super filling foods that everyone talks about, it does not keep me full, and I'm fucking over it. I am hydrating. I have water. It doesn't help. I can't have dinner. It's not even 4. So fucking tired. My BP is full and on stars. I'm so mad. It's just the problem is that like I can never eat in small amounts. Like snacking is fine, but like it does not help fix the situation at all. But thank you, Capybara, for being a real faker for 35 months and stream. I'm sleepy. You trying to use that $100 donation to your advantage, bro? To be the first Kinger X Pomni episode? Damn, they're really getting that deep into shipping so far? That's a rare pair if I ever heard one. Kinger and Pomni. He doesn't even have a face. One more month until 3 years. It's true. I've forgotten my own labelings. Do you get a pink star then? Zubal is just kind of a mood. Yeah. I feel so fucking bad for them. Like, their body, like, at least when Pomni showed up, she was in somewhat of a human body. It's just a weird fucking clown body, but it's basically still human. Zubul is just fucking pieces stuck together. That's true body horror, to be honest. If they weren't trying to appeal so much to like a younger audience. And, like, I know they did like a bit of an existential crisis last episode, but if they wanted to go like true body horror that would disturb people, like Zubul is like the place to start with that. Like, I feel like this series should be more of a horror series than it is, but, like, whatever. What shipping pairs would you pick? I'm not really shipping anyone in that series, to be honest. They're all kind of complete fucking messes. None of them really seem to like each other. I mean, number one toxic ship, I've fucking forgotten all of their names now. It's been so long. The Ribbon and the Rabbit. They're up to some toxic bullshit. Or goodbye, Nero. Gangle and Jax, yeah. Jangle, number one toxic ship. There's like crazy manipulation. Like Gangle is an abuse victim. Like, it's fucking nuts. Gex, perfect. Yes, call them that. Those are not real names. Yeah, I don't know. Don't dog what me. There are probably so many things on AO3. Like, I'm talking so much dark fic. It's all gotta be there. Pomni X the door, yeah. This is the first time I'm hearing anything about Amazing Circus. Wow. You've really been underground. Need Jax to have carrot earrings? I don't know. Like, it's weird to have earrings on rabbit ears, isn't it? K-Nex anyone is toxic? Even Bubble? Kinger and Pomni at least seem like they'd be able to balance each other out well enough. Pomni is paranoid and always worried, while Kinger is crazy and happily oblivious. He doesn't really seem oblivious. He seems very unhappy. Loving this conversation, knowing none of the characters. I barely know any of the characters, too. Like, I watched the first episode a few times because I really like the voice acting. That's my thing. But the second episode, I think I only watched twice. I was like, yeah, I don't really care about this gummy alligators existential crisis. Whatever. Like, this is where it's going. I wanted them to explore more of the circus tent and the grounds surrounding it, not an entirely different world. That's not as interesting to me. Because if it's an entirely different world, we can just, like, create anything. We can create whatever NPCs. I want to see what's going on around the circus. Go outside. Gotta get ready to go to a fair. Oh, I should go to a fair. I should go to a fall fair. I should see if there are any happening nearby. Anyway. Fake saying go outside. All the characters in Digital Circus should go outside of the tent. They literally advertised the grounds in the first episode. I want to see the fucking grounds. I could see that there was like a theme park nearby or like a roller coaster or some shit. I want to see what's going on over there. play that every time we ban someone? Yeah. Grass GF wants you to touch her. I can make it work. Touch some greenery. Gummy Goo becomes a zombie, though. I mean, everybody was speculating, like, oh, because Kane reuses the NPCs, they're probably gonna run into him again and he's not gonna remember her at all and that'll, like, traumatize her or something. I don't know. I can't even say if they really have, like, a plan for the entirety of the story. Like, the setup in episode 1 was really good, but after that, I don't know if they've got, like, character arcs planned or if they're just kind of, like, fucking doing it at random. Put your roots in my soil and we can germinate. Well, I hate being hungry, so I guess I'll go get a snack. I'm gonna wrap things up. There's 8 episodes total planned. That's not nearly enough to figure this shit out. And then she's ending the show? Oh. They're never getting out of that circus, are they? Because with that premise, you could easily, like, keep that shit going for, like, seasons while they do random adventures and try to figure shit out, but if it's that tightly planned, then alright. Okay. I'm gonna leave. Goodbye. Thank you everybody who came real fakers and donated. Thank you Capybara for the $100. Thank you so much. Don't do that again. Okay, goodbye.